He unexpected encounter. Discovery of the Zorgan Empire. In the year 2257, Captain Marcus Donovan and his crew aboard the exploration vessel Odyssey embarked on a routine survey mission in an uncharted star system. The mission was intended to map out potential new territories for humanity's expansion. However, what they encountered was beyond their wildest expectations. Emerging from hyperspace, a colossal alien warship materialized before them, dwarfing the Odyssey in both size and firepower. This was the Zorgan Empire, an unknown force that would soon become a formidable adversary. Initial contact turns hostile. Captain Donovan, a seasoned officer of the United Earth Space Fleet, attempted to communicate peacefully with the Zorgan warship. He sent multiple hails, hoping to establish a dialogue. Instead of a response, the Zorgan ship opened fire without warning. Plasma torpedoes slammed into the Odyssey's shields, nearly shattering the vessel. The crew scrambled to maintain control as alarms blared and the ship's systems struggled under the relentless assault. Desperate escape. With the Odyssey critically damaged, Donovan made a split-second decision to retreat. Activating the hyperdrive, he managed to escape the Zorgan onslaught, but not without consequence. The hyperdrive burned out in the process, leaving the Odyssey stranded light-years away from Earth. Limping home on backup engines, Donovan and his crew were now on a race against time to deliver a dire warning to humanity about the Zorgan threat. Emperor Zor's wrath. Back on the Zorgan homeworld, Emperor Zor Titin, a ruthless and tyrannical ruler, learned of the human ship's escape. His reptilian eyes burned with rage as he slammed his fist onto his throne's armrest. The Zorgan honor guard flinched at their ruler's fury. Zor bellowed his command to pursue the humans and ensure they were punished for their defiance. His court roared in approval, eager to see their emperor's wrath unleashed upon the upstart humans. A voice of caution. Despite the court's fervor, Grand Admiral Kavar, a seasoned strategist, advised caution. He proposed gathering more intelligence on the humans before launching a full-scale invasion. Emperor Zor begrudgingly granted him one rotation to compile his findings. Kavar's request was driven by the realization that the humans' technology, while seemingly primitive, showed unexpected sophistication and might pose a greater threat than anticipated. Urgent message to Earth. As the Odyssey crept closer to Earth, Captain Donovan and his crew worked tirelessly to repair the ship and prepare for the inevitable confrontation. They knew that Earth's survival depended on their warning. The message they carried would set the stage for humanity's greatest challenge, to face a technologically superior enemy determined to conquer and enslave them. Earth's desperate preparations. Mobilizing Earth's defenses, Fleet Admiral Hackett stood before the hastily assembled Earth Defense Council, delivering the Odyssey's grim message. The news of the hostile first contact with the Zorgan Empire sent shockwaves through the room. The council members, a mix of military leaders and government officials, erupted into a heated debate. Some called for immediate diplomacy, while others argued for a preemptive strike. Amidst the chaos, Hackett's voice cut through, urging immediate action to fortify Earth's defenses. Global mobilization. Under Hackett's leadership, a worldwide mobilization effort began. Factories were retooled to produce warships, tanks, and fighters. Training camps sprang up to drill millions of recruits. The Earth's industrial might was channeled into a desperate bid for survival. On the streets, tension and fear gripped the population. Civilians prepared for the worst, while scientists and engineers worked around the clock to develop new technologies to counter the Zorgan threat. A united effort. Despite the overwhelming odds, there was a sense of unity and determination. Earth's nations put aside their differences, working together for the common cause. From the bustling cities to the rural countrysides, people contributed in whatever way they could. Volunteers flooded into recruitment centers, ready to defend their homeworld. As days turned into weeks, the Zorgan Armada drew closer, and Earth braced itself for the inevitable confrontation. The first skirmishes. the Zorgan fleet burst out of hyperspace on the fringes of the human solar system. Battle klaxons blared as human defense platforms and patrol ships moved to intercept the invaders. Railguns, missiles, and laser batteries opened fire, stitching lines of destruction across the void. The Zorgan ships, heavily armored and shielded, shrugged off the initial attacks and retaliated with devastating precision. Human ships were torn apart, their wreckage drifting aimlessly in space. Admiral Caver's observations. On the bridge of his flagship, Grand Admiral Caver watched the skirmishes with a critical eye. The humans fought with surprising tenacity and tactical acumen. A few Zorgan ships even took minor damage before obliterating their attackers. Despite their bravery, the human defenses were systematically dismantled. Caver couldn't help but respect their resilience, but he knew that respect alone would not save them. The invasion begins. With the outer defenses breached, the Zorgan armada set course for Earth. The human ships that rose to meet them were swiftly destroyed, their efforts valiant but ultimately futile. As the Zorgan fleet assumed bombardment formation, the fate of Earth seemed sealed. Green fire rained down from the skies, obliterating cities and incinerating millions in an instant. The planet's surface was engulfed in a storm of destruction as the Zorgan Empire unleashed its full might. The battle for Earth. Total war. As the bombardment raged, Earth's orbital defense platforms fought desperately to repel the Zorgan invaders. Brilliant blue and red beams lanced up from the ground, meeting the Zorgan onslaught with fierce resistance. The platforms exacted a heavy toll on the alien fleet, but the sheer number and power of the Zorgan ships eventually overwhelmed them. One by one, the human defenses fell silent, and Earth lay defenseless beneath the conquerors. Chaos on the ground. On the surface, chaos reigned. Cities burned as monstrous plasma bolts hammered the landscape. Highways melted into molten rivers. Forests turned to ash, and entire regions were reduced to smoking craters. Panic gripped the population as they fled for safety, only to find nowhere was safe. In the skies above, any transport ships attempting to evacuate were mercilessly destroyed by the Zorgan fleet. Underground resistance. In hardened bunkers deep beneath the surface, Earth's surviving leaders convened in a desperate emergency session. Fleet Admiral Hackett, his uniform scorched and bloodied, stood before a map of the devastated planet. Reports of the carnage flooded in, painting a grim picture of humanity's plight. Despite the hopelessness, Hackett refused to give up. "We have to hold out. We have to keep fighting. This isn't the end." Captain Donovan's plan. Amidst the despair, Captain Donovan proposed a daring plan. He suggested using a captured Zorgan shuttle to infiltrate the Zorgan flagship and assassinate Emperor Zor Titin. The council debated the risky strategy, knowing it was a long shot. However, with Earth's defenses crumbling and no other options left, President Carlson gave the green light. Donovan and his team of Space Marines prepared for a mission that could turn the tide or end in disaster. The infiltration. Under the cover of the chaos, the captured Zorgan shuttle launched from the ruins of New York City. Donovan piloted the shuttle through the smoke-choked skies, dodging debris and enemy fire. The Zorgan ships, believing the shuttle to be one of their own, allowed it to pass. As they approached the Zorgan flagship, the team steeled themselves for the fight of their lives. This was humanity's last hope, and they would stop at nothing to succeed. Into the lion's den. The shuttle landed in the Zorgan flagship's cavernous bay, where soldiers and technicians moved about like ants. Donovan and his Marines quickly disembarked, blending into the bustling activity. They moved stealthily along the walls, using stacks of supplies for cover. Corporal Hicks hacked into a terminal, downloading the ship's schematics and locating the Emperor's throne room. With their path clear, Donovan gave the order. "Let's move. We've got a planet to save." The Emperor's fall. Navigating the flagship. As Donovan and his team navigated the Zorgan flagship, they encountered multiple security checkpoints. Using their stolen codes, they bypassed most without incident. However, some checkpoints required a more direct approach. The Marines swiftly neutralized any guards that posed a threat, ensuring their mission remained covert. Tension was high as they moved through the labyrinthine corridors, each step bringing them closer to their target. Reaching the throne room. Finally, the team reached the heavily guarded entrance to Emperor Zor Titin's throne room. Donovan knew this was it, the moment that would determine the fate of humanity. He signaled for his team to prepare for a breach. In a coordinated strike, they stormed the room, taking the Zorgan guards by surprise. The ensuing firefight was fierce, but the element of surprise worked in the humans' favor. Confronting the Emperor. As the dust settled, Donovan and his team found themselves face to face with Emperor Zor Titin, the Zorgan ruler, a towering figure clad in ornate armor, sneered at the intruders. "You dare defy me, humans. Your resistance is futile." Donovan stepped forward, weapon raised. "This is for Earth," he declared. The ensuing battle was intense, with Zor displaying formidable combat skills. However, the combined efforts of the Marines slowly wore him down. A glimmer of hope. In a final, desperate move, Donovan lunged at Zor, delivering a critical blow. The Emperor staggered, his eyes wide with shock. As he fell, a silence fell over the throne room. Donovan stood over the fallen Emperor, breathing heavily. "It's over," he said, more to himself than anyone else. The team quickly secured the throne room, transmitting a message to Earth. "The Emperor is dead. Hope lives." Earth's rallying cry. The news of Emperor Zor Titin's death spread like wildfire. Across the devastated planet, pockets of resistance found renewed strength. Human forces rallied, launching coordinated strikes against the occupying Zorgan forces. With their leadership decapitated, the Zorgan Empire's resolve wavered. The tide of battle slowly turned in humanity's favor as Earth's defenders fought with unmatched fury and determination. A Pyrrhic victory. While the death of Emperor Zor Titin marked a significant turning point, the war was far from over. The Zorgan forces remained a formidable enemy, and the battle for Earth continued. However, the glimmer of hope sparked by Donovan's daring mission inspired countless others. Humanity, battered but unbroken, stood united against the invaders. As the war raged on, one thing was certain: Earth would never surrender. The long struggle, rebuilding amidst the ruins. With the immediate threat of Emperor Zor Titin eliminated, Earth's focus shifted to rebuilding amidst the ongoing war. Cities lay in ruins, and countless lives had been lost, but the spirit of humanity remained unbroken. Relief efforts were organized, providing food, medical supplies, and shelter to survivors. Engineers and scientists worked tirelessly to restore critical infrastructure and develop new technologies to bolster the war effort. A glimpse of unity. Despite the devastation, a newfound sense of unity emerged among Earth's nations. The shared struggle against the Zorgan invaders forged stronger bonds between once rival countries. Cultural exchanges flourished, and collaborative projects aimed at advancing humanity's collective knowledge and capabilities became the norm. This unity proved to be one of humanity's greatest strengths, allowing them to pool resources and expertise in ways never before possible. Tactical innovations. In the heat of battle, human ingenuity shone brightly. Military tacticians devised new strategies to counter the Zorgan's superior technology. Guerrilla warfare, sabotage, and ambush tactics disrupted the enemy's supply lines and weakened their resolve. Scientists reverse-engineered captured Zorgan technology, creating hybrid weapons and defenses that leveled the playing field. These innovations turned the tide in numerous skirmishes, giving humanity a fighting chance. The underground network. An underground network of resistance cells sprang up across occupied territories. These cells, composed of brave men and women from all walks of life, conducted covert operations to sabotage Zorgan installations and gather vital intelligence. Communication relays, hidden within the rubble of fallen cities, kept these cells connected and coordinated. Their efforts, though fraught with danger, played a crucial role in the broader struggle for liberation. Allied forces joined the fray. As Earth's resistance intensified, news of humanity's struggle reached other species in the galaxy. Inspired by their bravery, several alien races, previously neutral or hostile to each other, formed an alliance with Earth. These allies brought their unique technologies and combat experience to the battlefield. The arrival of reinforcements bolstered Earth's defenses and opened new fronts in the war against the Zorgan Empire. The turning point. A pivotal battle took place in the skies above Earth's last remaining stronghold, the fortified city of Nova Prime. The combined forces of Earth and its allies engaged the bulk of the Zorgan fleet in a titanic clash. The battle raged for days, with losses mounting on both sides. However, the unity and determination of the defenders proved decisive. In a final coordinated strike, the Allied forces breached the Zorgan command ship, crippling their fleet and forcing a retreat. The path to victory. Strategic counteroffensive. With the Zorgan fleet in disarray, humanity and its allies launched a strategic counteroffensive. Utilizing the knowledge and technology gained throughout the war, they targeted key Zorgan strongholds across the galaxy. Each victory, though hard-fought, brought them closer to dismantling the Zorgan Empire's grip on power. The momentum had shifted, and the invaders now found themselves on the defensive. Liberating occupied worlds. As the counteroffensive progressed, the liberation of occupied worlds became a priority. Each liberated planet revealed the extent of the Zorgan's tyranny and the resilience of those who had suffered under their rule. The stories of resistance and survival inspired the Allied forces to push harder. In return, liberated worlds joined the alliance, further strengthening the coalition against the Zorgan threat. A united front. The alliance of Earth and its galactic allies represented a united front against oppression. Diplomatic efforts ensured that the diverse species worked together seamlessly, pooling their strengths and overcoming cultural differences. This unity was a testament to the common desire for freedom and peace. The Allied Command, led by Fleet Admiral Hackett and representatives from each member race, coordinated their efforts with precision and resolve. The final assault. As the Zorgan Empire's power waned, the Allies prepared for a final assault on the Zorgan homeworld. Intelligence gathered from liberated worlds and captured enemy commanders provided crucial insights into the Empire's defenses. The Allied fleet, now a formidable armada, set course for the heart of the Zorgan Empire. This would be the decisive battle that would determine the fate of the galaxy. Assault on the Zorgan homeworld. The Allied armada emerged from hyperspace above the Zorgan homeworld, a planet heavily fortified and bristling with defenses. The battle that ensued was the largest and most intense of the entire war. Fleets clashed in a maelstrom of fire and destruction, while ground forces landed on the planet's surface to engage in brutal urban warfare. The Allies fought with everything they had, determined to bring an end to the Zorgan reign of terror. Victory and liberation. After days of relentless fighting, the Allied forces breached the Imperial Palace, capturing the remaining Zorgan leaders. The Empire's capitulation marked the end of a long and bloody conflict. Celebrations erupted across the galaxy as news of the victory spread. Earth and its allies had triumphed against overwhelming odds, securing a future free from the shadow of the Zorgan Empire. A new dawn. Rebuilding the galaxy. With the war finally over, the monumental task of rebuilding began. The Allied races worked together to restore devastated worlds, heal the scars of war, and rebuild civilizations. Reconstruction efforts focused not only on physical infrastructure, but also on fostering peace and cooperation. The Galactic Council, a new governing body representing all member species, was established to ensure lasting harmony and prevent future conflicts. Honoring the fallen. Memorials and monuments were erected to honor the countless lives lost in the struggle for freedom. Veterans were celebrated for their bravery and sacrifices, their stories becoming a source of inspiration for future generations. The memory of the war served as a reminder of the importance of unity and vigilance in the face of tyranny, advancements, and exploration. The post-war era saw unprecedented advancements in technology and science. The hybrid technologies developed during the conflict paved the way for new innovations. Humanity, now a respected member of the galactic community, embarked on new missions of exploration and discovery. The spirit of curiosity and adventure that had driven them to the stars in the first place now guided them towards a brighter future. A legacy of unity. The alliance forged in the fires of war endured, evolving into a cooperative federation of species committed to mutual respect and shared progress. Earth and its allies continued to work together, exploring the far reaches of the galaxy and solving common challenges. The legacy of the war was one of unity, resilience, and the enduring power of hope. A message of hope. In a broadcast to the galaxy, President Carlson delivered a message of hope and renewal. We have faced the darkness and emerged stronger than ever. Let us honor the sacrifices made by building a future defined by peace, cooperation, and endless possibilities. Together, we can achieve greatness, a brighter future. As the galaxy entered a new era of peace and prosperity, the spirit of resilience and unity that had carried humanity through its darkest hours continued to shine brightly. The story of Earth's struggle and triumph became a beacon of hope, reminding all that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, the indomitable human spirit could achieve the impossible.